What a brilliant start to the new season for Newcastle United. 3 debuts, 3 points, 2 goals and a clean sheet. Season beginnings don't get much better, or at least they don't for Newcastle United. I think the excitement for this game really started earlier in the week when in the space of 48 hours Steve Bruce unveiled 3 new signings. Left back Jamal Lewis, winger Ryan Fraser and 20 million striker Callum Wilson. All 3 players impressed me during their introductory press conference. All 3 seemed genuinely excited to be at the club, something that plays very well with Newcastle United supporters, and all 3 were quite clearly raring to go. But it was actually our first signing of the summer, Jeff Hendrick, that was perhaps the surprise inclusion in Steve Bruce's first team selection of the new season. When I saw the lineup with Almiron not included and 2 strikers, Andy Carroll partnering debutant Wilson, I could see what Steve Bruce was going for, a solid midfield where Saint-Maximin was the outlet. But of course, it was Hendrick that would be the key to unlocking West Ham. It was no shock to see that Fraser wasn't chosen to start the game because he hasn't played for a long time after not signing the extension at Bournemouth to finish the season there. But I do expect that he'll make his debut in the League Cup during the week. But I must admit, before the game I was wondering where the creativity was going to come from, and I thought we might see a 4-3-1-2 formation with Saint-Maximin playing a free role behind the strikers. However, once the game kicked off, it was clear that it was a 4-4-2 with Hendrick out of position on the right and Saint-Maximin linking up really well with new boy Jamal Lewis down the left-hand side. That said, Saint-Maximin was quite clearly a target for West Ham, who took every opportunity to kick him when he was on the ball. He played 75 minutes of the match and was fouled 8 times. That's double the amount any other player was fouled on the opening day of the Premier League season. Why the referee didn't book a West Ham player early on to stop this clear and deliberate targeting is beyond me. Hopefully he'll get more protection as the season goes on. Saint-Maximin's best moment though probably came in the first half, where he outpaced West Ham's Fredericks through the middle and it looked like he's going to race on towards the goal. However, Fredericks, to be fair to him, did recover well and Saint-Maximin ended up laying it off for Wilson, who was then pushed out wide and we ended up getting a corner. Overall, we did have the better of the first half despite West Ham hitting the bar. We certainly started the much better for the first 20 minutes. West Ham barely had a kick and we were on the front foot. Callum Wilson had 2 good chances early on. His first was a header that glanced just wide and the second was a shot that also went wide of the same post. It was really encouraging stuff. Wilson's movement, pace and forward running was evident from the first minute, and as Shearer said on Match of the Day later on, once the surrounding cast realise that Wilson will be making these runs, hopefully they'll be anticipating that and running into the box to support him. That didn't really happen today, but I'm sure it'll come. Wilson also had another good chance in the 40th minute from outside the box as he attempted the spectacular, curling a shot a little high and wide, but it was great to see a striker have so much confidence that he's prepared to take risks like that. Carroll, as ever, proved to be a nuisance for West Ham's defence all evening, and I was pleased to see, after 2 hefty challenges early on where he led with his elbow, he did calm it down a bit after that and stayed out of trouble. We know he'll not play every game this season, but what an asset he is when he's fit. I just hope he scores a goal soon. A goal did, however, come in the 11th minute of the second half. Manquillo did really well to get a cross in after beating his man down the right hand side. A new boy Hendrick flicked the ball on for fellow debutant Wilson to poke the ball home from 3 yards out. Brilliant. And how good was it to see Wilson's beaming smile after that goal? I hope that's something we see an awful lot of this season. The rest of the half was pretty solid until Saint-Maximin was taken off and replaced by Joe Linton. We then inexplicably started playing really deep and inviting pressure, which was all a bit unnecessary because we handled West Ham pretty well all evening. They did have a few decent chances, but nothing too hair-raising. Eventually, Almiron came on, and that swung the match back in our favour, and within 2 minutes of his arrival, he ran with pace at the West Ham defence, squared the ball to Hendrick just inside the box, and the West Ham defender made the fatal mistake of giving Hendrick a yard. And with a quick adjustment of his feet, Hendrick had smacked the ball into the top corner to make it 2-0, and seal the 3 points. Despite having some doubts about the team selection before the match, I have to say Steve Bruce has to take credit. He got the tactics and lineup spot on, and whilst there should be an acknowledgement that we were playing a team that will be around the relegation zone this season, you can't say that a 2-0 away win on the opening day of the season is anything other than absolutely fantastic. The highlights for me were the 3 new signings that played, all putting in a really good performance. Wilson got his goal and Hendrick ended the match with a goal and an assist, and in the eyes of many people, was man of the match too. I personally also love Manquillo's performance, the fact the team looked really well balanced on the whole, and also the fact that for the first time in a long time we have genuine options to come off the bench and make a difference. What a refreshing change that is. Now, I'm not going to get carried away yet. Tougher tests will follow, of course, but I'm hopeful that on the evidence of what I saw tonight, that we have a team and a squad capable of ensuring that we're nowhere near the relegation zone this season. So, roll on Blackburn in the League Cup and Brighton next week in the league at St James's Park 2. Really looking forward to both of those games already. I'd love to know what you thought of the match and the performance. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please hit the like button and consider subscribing too if you haven't already. And I will see you really soon for another video.